kick off the season right. Let's kick off the season right. Let's kick off the season right. Let's kick off the season. Step inside the locker room and it's time to go in. These just in sports know we do for a win. Hop in the buses, now it's time to spin. Different schools, probably West and Michigan. The west side, east side is the best side. Throw in your blue and your silver and show your pride. They got a problem that ain't solved on the east side. Tell them see us Friday night, we'll get on baptized. So don't step inside the locker room. So don't step inside the locker room. So don't step inside the locker room. So don't step into the locker room. East Jackson. East Jackson.
You're listening to the EJ Locker Room Podcast. School is back in session, and we're talking all things fall sports. Let's get into it. I'm Bucky Sorrow, joined by Will Cofield and the athletic director at East Jackson High School, Wesley Wheeler. How we doing today, guys?
Doing well, doing well.
It's a Tuesday, man. This will go out Wednesday, but it's a Tuesday. But we're
That's
here.
right.
We're here.
That's right.
We're
That's
grinding.
good.
We're grinding. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're here talking all things fall sports, and nothing says fall sports like high school football. Got back in the swing of things on Friday night.
Yeah, that was man. I tell you, it was a great atmosphere. It's glad that we're back in football season, right? That just lets you know school has officially started. You know, we've had volleyball and softball rock and rolling for a couple weeks now, but anytime under the lights on a Friday night kicks off,
It doesn't get any better than that.
It is one of those that is phenomenal. Seeing our new scoreboard out there, that video board, that was awesome. A lot of cool things going on out there. Give a shout out to Paul Brennan. A lot of time spent developing a lot of content on that.
That's awesome.
I tell you, I loved the little thing you had with the buckets and Strat's head in between the first and second quarters of Fine Strat's head between the buckets. Like, that was awesome. It was fun because I turned around and looked at the stands to actually see all the people holding up what number they thought his head was
awesome.
under.
I hate I missed that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
it's always everybody's favorite at the Braves games and things like that, you know. And
Yeah.
So it's good to pull that in. I tell you, you know, you had a real good shot to win that football game. I saw a lot of positives coming out of the new coaching staff and the direction they've got these guys heading in. I believe if you come out and continue to put that effort out every Friday night, you're going to catch some people.
Yeah, no, for sure our defense played their tails off.
They really did.
Against a very athletic Elbert County football team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those, they may be a little smaller in classification, but they don't have a shortage of athletes.
No, and they've got
Absolutely.
a lot of tradition in that program
Yes.
that speaks to a lot. I think East Jackson is still kind of developing that as we get into our 20th year
That's right.
of competition. So, you know, that I think we're really got things on track to build a program that people are going to be proud of around here for a long time to come. And I think that starts with the new coaching staff. We've kind of hit on that in some of our previous episodes, a lot of expectations, and with that expectation comes a lot of excitement. And I thought
yeah.
you felt that Friday night.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, if you were there and you looked in the stands, we were a packed house Friday night, you know, which was awesome.
Yeah, that's a terrific sign.
That
for
that
sure.
was good to see. A lot of energy. I mean, you know, we had rec night going on. Just to look at the number of rec teams we have and how that has grown over the recent years has been awesome to see.
Yeah, I spoke to that on the broadcast Friday night. Of the first couple times we did that, you could tell that the numbers in the rec department probably weren't where they needed to be to continue to grow the program in the right direction, and there were several teams out there, and so you could really just see the the direction and the trajectory that the program is
Right.
on, and it starts at that level
Yeah.
of football. If you can get your rec department kind of built up and get those kids to where they're supplementing the program every single year, they're coming in making your middle school program better, which pushes into your JV, which pushes into your varsity, and before you know it, you got a lot of exciting things happening on Friday nights.
Yeah, and you know, that's another thing, talking about Coach Henderson, he's big on the developing the kids. I mean, he goes to middle school practice. We practice a lot in the mornings with our varsity football team, so that allows him, he actually enjoys that for a lot of reasons. We don't miss any practice due to the heat and the wet bulb, but that allows him to get to middle school practices and then also allows him to get down to the field for the rec practices. We're blessed that they're practicing on our campus and on our field, you know what I mean? So that's another huge positive, and it works out well. He's thoroughly enjoyed that. Now, that makes for some long hours and some long days, But,
absolutely.
But it's one of those that nothing's easy, and if you're going to be successful, you got to put a lot of work in, and that's one thing I will say for him. But just, but you were talking about the excitement. I mean, to talk to people, we are just game week. We're not even to Friday yet, and the excitement that people are having to be able to come to that game on Friday. Like they were fired up. And kudos to Coach Henderson and his staff for, helping to build that excitement.
Absolutely.
And so that's been a blessing. But I don't ever like to come up a little short, and there's nobody more disappointed than our coaches and our players, right?
And just to kind of recap, if you weren't able to be here on Friday night, the Eagles did drop that contest, Elbert County 21-7. But you had a lead going into the fourth quarter, led that ball game, pretty much 7-0, all the way to about 6 minutes.
Yeah, 6 minutes. That's what I was thinking.
Left in the fourth quarter there.
There was a bad 3-minute stretch.
It really was,
and literally a 3-minute stretch.
Yep, Annika touched on that on the broadcast Friday night. Annika, my daughter, did the broadcast with me on Friday night, filled in for Will on the Bo and Bucky show, and she said it really, you had about 3 minutes of that ball game that really ended up being kind of detrimental. But other than that, you could tell that a lot of growth and a lot of good things moving forward.
No, for sure. There's a lot of things to be excited about, and there's a lot of coaches. I mean, all of us have coached sitting right here, and, those small moral victories are not always
no, they don't taste good.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You call victories. So I don't think there's any coach that's coaching that's going to be jumping for joy on those, but there's a lot of things that I saw positives out of that I don't know, gives encouragement, excitement.
Yeah, from somebody that's kind of a step back from that and not on that coaching staff, to see that and talk to some friends Saturday morning that were at the game. Everybody saw a lot of positives. I mean, like you said, the defense played their tail off, put you in a position to win that ball game and kind of stay in that game. They gave up a couple late scores, but honestly, they were kind of put in some tough positions at that point, and really probably not all on them. But, I really think that just a couple of things, get some more consistency on offense and kind of get your feet up under you with some new guys that are having to fill positions that they may not have had to play before. Not that a lot of these guys got playing time last year, but maybe not in the role that they're, in at this moment. So.
I mean, for sure. I mean, anytime you lose, I think we lost 21 seniors last year. And anytime you lose something of that, and if I'm off, I'm not off by a lot.
Yeah, the group of seniors, it probably had as many wins as any group that had come through here in school history.
No doubt. Well, I mean, considering that our school's been to the playoffs 4 times in football, and 3 of those was under their 4 years being here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
when you look at the seniors you got this year, I think we count on the roster, there's 8 seniors, right? Yeah. I mean, and so many freshmen and sophomores. So that, I mean, it's a young team,
right?
You know what I mean? And so
with a new coaching staff as
with
well.
a new coaching staff, and so I mean, to be able to springboard that, like, this season might not turn out to be what you want it to be. We hope it is, but in the grand scheme of things, it might. But then you look forward. Okay, hey, we're going to lose 8 guys. I know that sucks. We're going to lose 8 guys next year, but the guys who are going to be playing next year are already going to be in the program, coming up, already with this coaching staff, ready to springboard and launch forward.
Yeah, I mean, and even though they're both considered a spread offense, I mean, there's so many different variations. Everybody understands that, right, as far as blocking schemes to what your goal is. You run heavy, pass heavy, what's the different things you do. And so, I mean, new coaching staff, new defense, new offense, and being young.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm thoroughly excited, and Coach Henderson would be just hating it that that's what we're saying it is, because in his mind is you execute and win a game. It doesn't matter who you are, what age you are, like, you execute and win a game.
I mean, because where he was prior, he took a 1-win season,
a 0-win.
0-win season to a 10-win season, correct, then the following year.
No, not the following year, in 2 seasons.
2 seasons, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
down in Monticello, right? Is that Jasper County? Or was
Jasper.
that Jasper County.
Jasper. Yeah. But, no. So, I mean, it's a positive. I'm excited. We're going to play Commerce this Friday, which is a great rivalry game. I mean, that atmosphere is going to be electric. I mean, the past 2 years that we played them, the atmosphere alone have been electric. It makes for a great time.
2 years ago, you kind of threw your weight around a little bit. Last year was a tough ball game. Mm-hmm. That was a close, tight ball game that coming down the stretch, I mean, you could feel the intensity up in the booth when we called that one, Will, and it I think that
But the score doesn't reflect that, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think 2 years ago we won by 1 point, right?
Yeah.
And then last year we won, was it 21-14, right? And that was, I mean, if you take because I remember it happened right in front of us. So BT tried to do the fake punt and threw it right into the guy's arms, and he ran it back for a touchdown.
That's a funny thing to hear Pettis talk about that play.
Oh, I'm sure.
That was comical.
I'm sure.
But
I mean, you take that off the board, and that's 21-7. You know what I mean? So, but what you're saying is,
but all those count in the game, right?
Absolutely.
It's crazy of how to look at things like that take place. I mean, kind of like this past Friday, Bucky, of what we were talking about, to take those 3 minutes out, and it's wild to think that such small things in games. I mean, but we scored on a block punt.
Yeah, scored on a block punt, and then it really ended up being two kind of gaffes on punts that probably got you in that game. You had a punt that kind of came off the side of your foot, put your defense in kind of bad field position. It was still up around midfield, and that was honestly the first drive all night that Elbert County kind of settled in and got some consistency in their offense, went down to score to tie it up. And then you aren't able to really get anything going on offense, and
that's when we had the bad snap on the punt.
You get a bad snap on the punt down inside your own 20-yard line. You just got to run out of bounds because you couldn't get anything off, and then there your defense is right back on the field in a bad spot. But I think that you got to focus on this week, as Anik and I talked about on the broadcast, that we know that coaching staff went right back to work Sunday. Those kids went in yesterday, went right back to work, and focus on Friday night against Commerce, which is a crosstown rival, and everybody's going to be fired up for that, guys.
Oh, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be awesome. Look forward to it. Can't wait. It'll be those atmospheres are, we've all played in atmospheres like that, right, in some capacity, and those are just fun. I mean, you can literally feel the energy in the stadium.
Yeah, it's hard to recreate something like that. It's natural.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's hilarious. All these college programs bring in all this noise to try to replicate how loud it is in a stadium, but you can never really replicate what it feels like in a game.
Yeah, especially the timing of it as
exactly.
well. When people get loud.
Right.
So talk about excitement. Something else that's exciting on this campus right now is volleyball. Wow, man, they got it going.
You can tell taking names.
They are. They're sitting 10-3. Don't have a game today, but they get back on the court on Thursday
against another team with a great record, 13-3, coming in to face our guys.
Yeah. No, it's going to be. It's awesome. I mean, we go down and beat Morgan County as well. Morgan County,
they're stacked.
State champs, and we come out and win there. It's been awesome to watch. There's a lot of energy around that gym. I tell you, I wasn't at the last home game. Coach Lindsay was there because that was when we scrimmaged North Hall, on our scrimmage game. And Coach Lindsay was there. I mean, student section, the whole 9 yards in the volleyball game, which was phenomenal. I mean, Coach Lindsay talked about how awesome it was to be in there.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. I know we're doing the NFHS, right, this year.
Yep.
Is that – do you get volleyball with that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So we have cameras in the stadium and in the gym. And so when those are programmed, anything that is played in the stadium or in the gym, if you have the NHFS network, you can watch those because we schedule all events to run through that. So, I go in and upload the dates and the game and the opponent. Yeah.
It's just like Huddle, but
as long as you set it in, it automatically goes on and record and sends that out live that anybody that has that subscription can log in and watch.
Nice.
Just to kind of set the stage for that matchup this Thursday, the Eagles coming in 10-3, Union County coming in 13-3. Your Eagles are 7-1.
Yeah,
on their home court.
Right.
So that home court atmosphere making a big difference. Tell all the students and fans, teachers to get out there and support them for sure.
No, it'll be a phenomenal time. The volleyball is, and if you've never been to a volleyball game, I highly recommend you go. And first time I got to be there when I got to move into this role, I'd been able to show up to tail end of games. From coaching football. But being there from the get-go, when it is a truly intense match, I mean, it's wild. And whenever you do it where there's only the one net set up the one court out there instead of the two. Oh, man, it is sometimes you can just cut the tension in that.
Well, because it's rally scoring.
Rally scoring makes such a big difference.
Somebody's scoring on every single point,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I mean, and it can turn. It can go real good real quick, or it can go real bad real quick.
The momentum swings in volleyball
is
are
wild.
It is crazy to see how those go.
It's like Olympic ping pong, but even more intense.
Yeah, I mean, if you've never been, those are I highly recommend.
Yeah, a lot of people that's listening, your experience may be from recreational sports and PE where you had to actually earn the serve, and then if you got a point when your team was serving, then you got a point. But this rally scoring where there's a point up for grabs on every single serve, it makes a big difference and keeps that action moving along pretty quick.
And another young squad.
Yeah,
there's a lot of sophomores that play on that volleyball team. So it's crazy to see that that sophomore class is pretty good across the board. And I mean, all our classes are. If you see our athletes, we got athletes in all classes. But football, a lot of sophomores playing. Volleyball, a lot of sophomores playing as well, which is a positive for the future, right?
Absolutely,
that's a good thing. Same thing in softball. Buck, same thing down there. A lot of sophomore and freshmen.
Yes, absolutely.
Playing in softball.
You had a very talented 8th grade group last year that's moved up, and they're already starting to kind of create some ripple effects in the talent that's been pushed into the program. I've seen a lot of those girls getting playing time on the varsity team. And
a huge thing that Strat hit on the other day in the local school council meeting, they got their first region win since he has been here.
And not only one of them, two. There's two of them.
So, I mean, when they got that first region win
I
in,
believe the last
4
region
years?
win we got was whenever Coach Boatner and I were coaching softball.
Yeah.
Yep. And, that's been a minute.
There's been, 2 coaches, I think, in between them
3.
and now Coach Allen.
3, right? Coach Faith, Z, and then Allen now.
Yeah, he's the third.
coaches
in
between.
between. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not good with numbers.
It's okay. Yeah, I'm glad you don't teach math.
Yeah.
So no big deal.
Yeah, not only did they get one region win, they
Doubled up
doubled up and got 2 of them.
East and West Hall, right?
East Hall and West Hall. Run into a little bit of a buzzsaw with Cherokee Bluff the other night, but I think there's going to be a lot of people that run into that buzzsaw.
I was going to say, I don't think we're going to be the only ones on that end.
No.
But Cherokee Bluff's coach, he's a good buddy of mine, man. And we were talking about that. You said we unfortunately lost 16-0, and but Cherokee Bluff is coming off of 2 back-to-back state championship losses.
Right.
So I mean, and for him to have a young crew this year as well, like.
Yeah.
Okay. You do what you can. Your hands are kind of cuffed there.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Allen even spoke on how well they are, which I mean, I will tell you, nobody enjoys getting run rolled. But what I will say is it's always good to play competition. Yeah. Right? Like, you get better when you play competition.
Yeah. You know where you're really at that point and what you got to work on. And you get to see some of your blind spots.
Yes.
And I think with a young team, that's important, honestly, to see some of those blind spots. You've had a little bit of success early, but now you kind of get a perspective as to where you really want to be at. What are we really trying to accomplish? These are the types of teams we're going to have to compete with if we really want to accomplish what we need to and what we want to.
No doubt. And, I mean, those lumps are not fun. But they're necessary.
Yep.
And so it's one of those that very excited with what's going on down there with the softball program and Coach Allen. That's been a positive. And I mean, he pretty much has a new staff besides one coach. You know what I'm saying? And which that's another obstacle, kind of like what we were talking about with football.
Yeah. Anytime you're hearing a new voice and have kind of a new direction that you're wanting to go, it makes a difference. I know all those girls grew up playing softball their whole lives and have probably heard lots of different philosophies, but anytime you get a new philosophy, it takes a little bit of time to adjust to that. And and so I'm really excited about what they're able to accomplish so far as well.
But overall, I'm pleased with how the fall has gotten off to a start.
And I believe their next game is Thursday as well, right?
Yep, Thursday. They play at home against Monroe area. So they're at home Thursday against Monroe. Actually, Buck, I think we're away Thursday with volleyball now that you say that. I think we're away with volleyball on Thursday.
Softball at home.
Softball's home. Yeah. Football's off this week.
No, football's not off this week.
Thursday for JV.
Okay.
JV, they're off. So there's no JV football game. This is one of the few times, I tell you, these past 2 weeks, this has been probably the calmest week, if you will, in regards to the number of games on our campus. This has been one game on our campus this week, right? Like we haven't had that all season
in a while.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those of kind of able to catch a breather. I say we'll have a very large cross-country meet.
I was going to say, we
coming
had
up
one
Saturday.
last Saturday too,
Yes.
right?
Yes, and that one was a 35-team meet. This week, this Saturday, we got a 51-team meet.
Wow.
And so we got Coach Satone, legendary track and cross-country coach, he well-known. People love to run in his meets. And we're hosting the state sectionals for Region 7 and Region 4, our Region 8 4A and Region 8 7A. And we're hosting Regions 5, 6, 7, and 8 on both of those classifications. All right, I just had that. You talking about number salad. There you go. But for 4A and 7A, Regions 5, 6, 7, 8, we're hosting this Saturday, or we're hosting that meet. Well, a lot of those larger schools are coming to try to get on our course. Because they want to run our course.
And it's awesome.
And they know that he's going to do things right.
Right. And so that's why we have 51 teams, which is going to be wild. We have a huge parking lot in the back of our school, which we've never filled up with the state trap meets we've held.
It's going to be close.
We going to be getting close this Saturday.
We'll try to get clarification on this, too. But on Max Prep, it does say that that volleyball game is at home this Thursday. It says versus Union County, and then the next one says at Banks.
So we're at Banks County because this is a tri-meet with Union and Banks.
Okay, well maybe that's why it says that.
Yeah.
Then. Okay.
Yeah. So this is.
So it's at Banks, but you've got Union.
Yeah. So it's versus Union, but both of us are playing at
Banks County.
Nice.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
That's better than driving to Union County. I promise you that.
Going over Blood Mountain, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, that's never fun on a bus.
No, not at all.
Hitting on the cross-country meet from this past Saturday, got some times here, 2-mile stage races, right?
Mm-hmm.
Landon Brown, 10 minutes, 37 seconds.
Yeah.
2 miles.
Yeah.
That's toting the mail.
Yeah, that's moving.
Our guys,
I would be glad to try to get 1 mile in that.
Oh, dude, are you kidding? No shot. This guy getting 1 mile in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All the guys from East Jackson, Landon Brown, Cade Brown, Raider Hanna, Logan Korb, and Carson Newman finished within 12 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
And the girls, we got the top 5 girls, Addie Kate Odom, Abby Worley, Nora Nichols, Lindley Korb, and Carter Varnado, all within 17 minutes and 21 seconds. That's moving.
Yeah.
Our track and our cross-country program here, like you said, legendary coach Tommy Satone, he's got Bob Roller out there with him, got the Kennedy twins out there with him.
They go to work every day. Those kids, it doesn't matter what day you're driving anywhere near our campus.
They're running.
Within
Watch out
a couple
for them.
miles. You better be watching out for them on the roads because they're going to be out there.
There's going to be people running. And you got to think what Coach Scott McCall does and what Miss Pennington does with our younger kids too is phenomenal. Coach Roller drives that dang bus to pick up kids from elementary schools and middle school, get them here. I'm telling you, Bob Roller's best recruiter ever around.
Oh, yeah. I've asked him the last 2 years, hey, what age – what grade do you start letting them run? Because that one's sitting right over yonder. Long legs, I'm going to get her after it. She's got a lot of energy we need to get out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, kindergarten, get down there, get after it.
Yeah, so, that's the other thing. They do it. You talking about working with a feeder program as well. They work with our rec kids.
Yeah.
That's where they start. That's the reason you can see this success.
That's why it's a state championship level
that's what I'm
contender
saying.
every single season.
It's wild. But, again, it's what we talk about. If you're going to be successful, it takes work. You know, and I mean, Coach Tone's won more state championships. You can shake a stick at it. It ain't like he doesn't know how to do it.
No, he knows how.
You know,
Yeah.
and he is imparting his wisdom on a lot of people with that.
So what other things we got going on with fall sports right now?
Well, I mean, you know, here before you know it, we're going to be getting ready for homecoming. I mean, that's realistically a month away. I mean, we get to begin in October. We're there, but our next home game on the 18th. This is our public service night, military night. You know, so we have different things planned for that, ready to rock and roll. Doing things different as well with our elementary schools. So that'll be our South Jackson night as well. Trying to change that a little bit to get recognition to our feeder schools, you know, and giving each school their own night.
Cool.
You know, so we have all
That's
of
a
those
great
things.
idea, by the way, to kind of spread it out as opposed to just doing it one night. Push a crowd in here every Friday night.
You know, well, and plus it's one of those things, too, from talking with those principals, you know, when we had all that combined with the rec sports and with those elementary schools, a lot of the elementary school kids were with their rec sport.
Right.
Right? So they were not actually with their school.
So now you're giving those kids multiple times to get out there on the field with the football players when they're running through the that's
well,
awesome.
And you know, Coach Hen loves it because Coach Hen wants them right there when they're warming up around the sideline. Like, I don't know if y'all saw it on Friday, but he sent all the players to run around and give all of them high fives. You know what I mean? Like, he wants that to be that community, right? And not just the kids that are going to play football. You know what I mean? Like, he wants all the kids to want to be East. You know, and so
have pride.
It's just,
have pride with those
great.
4 letters across your chest.
So we got that. We were actually meeting this morning with some of the military people, getting different things out here on that Friday night.
Have a flyover?
Well, we're trying. We're not there yet. But
we
we
call the
will
Blue
at some
Angels,
point in
man.
time.
Come
we
on.
will at some point in time. But they're going to have their cars and stuff out here. They'll have like their big vest all the kids can try on and whatnot. So
that'll be awesome.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good, and we'll recognize them right there at the beginning of halftime. That's another thing Dr. Stratemeyer's been adamant about, of changing our recognition time. Of you know, everybody's not in the stadium by 7:05 or 7:15, right? Everybody's there at halftime. You know what I mean? And so just a quick, so our bands can still get out there and perform, you know, to do that, but a quick recognition of them. And, I mean, there's just, you know, we get to next week, and there'll be a lot more games here back on our campus again next week.
Yep.
You
so
know,
we talked
stuff happening.
Football, softball, volleyball, cross country, any other fall sports that be taking place?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot right now, and I'm trying to go through it. I feel like some of our sports are always
we got
going
flag
on.
year round.
Flag football
flag,
starting up
but
later.
they start in September. They'll start in late September there.
What about our competition cheer teams?
So
when do they start up?
They start in September. I mean, they've been practicing since summer, but they don't start competitions until September. You know, so some of those are constituted as fall sports, but it's just later in the fall,
right?
You know, of when they get going, and so they haven't had any competitions as of yet to get that rolling. I mean, Coach Cofield, you coach bass fishing, and I feel like that's another one that doesn't ever stop. You know what I mean? It's considered.
First tournament's in
what's it
October.
considered, a spring sport or a winter sport? It's one of the two under GHSA.
GHSA is winter because it starts in
But
January.
they fish all year long.
But we fish
You know.
4 different trails that start in October.
So I mean, so it's one of those. But you know, we can call some of these sports whatever season you want, but they're still technically hitting, you know, in the fall time.
High school sports, a lot of them are becoming year-round
interactions
I mean,
it's,
at this point.
It's wild with how that goes. But, no, man, it's good. There's still a lot of excitement with the kids and with the school going. I mean, we had a great turnout last Friday. If y'all were able to make it to Kettle Court for that pep rally we do every Friday morning of football games. And, man, it was crowded out there. It was good.
You still on the cowbell?
No, I'm trying to find somebody to move on to the cowbell. Different role, different responsibilities.
Hey, you
I
get
have
somebody
to look at now.
You get somebody to cover my cafeteria duty. I'll get on your cowbell for you, Wheeler.
Well, you know, you can never have too much cowbell. So
I need more
that's
cowbell.
one of those. But I did learn this past Friday morning that we got to have. So, you know, we take an opportunity out there and throw free shirts out to the kids. We get the players and whatnot to throw shirts out. It's quite comical because if the rubber band's not on tight enough, it comes apart and make it up on top. So, but it was good. I realized real quick, okay, three's not going to cut it. You know what I mean? We're going to need more than that.
That's good. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, you know.
So we're talking all things fall festival coming up as well. If we're talking all things fall, that's one of the big ones, October the 22nd.
You're not lying. There is, if you've not been to that, you need to come out.
Get out there.
It is phenomenal. And like that trunk or treat is absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, the number of trunks that are out there. I mean, it covers that whole parking area between the band and the turf field and then the tennis, softball, and the baseball. That whole parking area is full of trunks. I mean, I don't know how much candy poundage-wise is given out during that time.
We had 20 pounds last year.
But it is, it is bad. But I'll tell you this. So the admin, we do a trunk for this every year. We've already started buying candy.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
So whenever we go to Sam's or to Walmart or somewhere where they sell the large bags, everybody's going ahead and picking up one because I can assure you, whatever you have,
you'll run
not
out.
Not going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's going to be gone. And, I mean, it's just awesome. It's such a great time. There's so much stuff out there for the kids to do.
Trunk or treat starts at 5:30. I think it's 7:30.
I think it's 5:30. Right? Because we've moved the time so many times. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head.
And here's the kicker.
But
everything minus food trucks, everything is free.
Yeah, the Eastside Foundation makes sure that, like, the putt-putt that's out there, they pay for that. They pay for the bouncy houses. I mean, they pay for if there's a cost associated
minus
with
food trucks.
Minus the food trucks and the vendors that are selling their stuff.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But they pay for all of, like, the activities. If it costs something for an activity, they're making sure no one in our community has to pay for that.
And that's awesome, man.
Which is super cool, and it's just a great time. It really starts to kick off that right in between fall to winter, you know, because it never fails. It's always kind of warm at the beginning of the fall festival, and then when the lights come on and it starts to get chilly, and it feels phenomenal.
A little touch of fall. In
the
air.
Oh man, it's good. And then, you know, the Eastside Foundation, they have their putt-putt tournament.
Yep.
That
Putt for a Purpose, baby.
Putt for a Purpose is coming up too. I want to say that's that Saturday.
It is. It's
on the 24th.
Yep.
You know, so they'll have that putt. So if you want to get in that Putt for a Purpose, there's flyers out. Register your team and get in there to.
That's a great time,
putt.
man. They asked me to.
You
DJ.
Played in it, or you were there last year.
I DJ'd it. Yeah, I emceed it, and we had a great turnout, great time. Just community. You know, just I don't know, man. It's fun. You're playing putt out at Strange Duck. You know, Drake and his company. You know, they love to sponsor schools. They want to sponsor schools, but their hands are kind of cuffed there a little bit. You know, and so doing this through the Eastside Eagle Foundation, it's not at straight. It's the putt course, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, you know, even if you don't want to play in the tournament, if you come out, any putt that is sold during the time that we're there. Mm-hmm. Goes back to the foundation, right? And so, I mean, they give us that course for free.
And I can promise you that everything that's going into that foundation is going right back into this community.
I mean, Fall Festival, Eastside Festival's a prime example.
100%.
I mean,
the Thanksgiving lunch that all the kids eat for free. You know who pays for that? Eastside Foundation.
Yep.
You know, and that's
Break
just
boxes,
not here at the high school. That is all the schools on the east side do that. You know, and so it's just phenomenal what they're able to do to be able to give back to our community. You know, and there's a lot of needs that people don't necessarily know about, but are able to be helped and to try to meet through the foundation. You know, and Dr. Stratemeyer and them do a great job of that.
Yeah,
of finding ways to be able to give back. So it truly is a blessing.
Well, guys, I think that kind of wraps up everything that we've got to hit on this episode, which is episode 3 of the EJ Locker Room.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's going to start coming to you bi-weekly, so is that every 2 weeks, yeah? So we'll hopefully, we'll get this out on Wednesday is my goal. Maybe tonight. Might drop it tonight. I'm going to try. We'll see. I got Mr. Mom. My wife's on call, so I got Mr. Mom. We'll see. Get them to bed and then get this thing sent out.
See what I'm glad that you're better at technology than I am. So that's a blessing.
Hey, your wife and I say master's degree in it. You know.
Yeah.
What I mean?
Hey, there you go.
Hey, there it is.
There you go. Look, it's it works out.
You only
great.
need one in the family, right?
Hey, Buck, you ain't never lied. Yes, sir.
Well, you've been listening to the EJ Locker Room as we talked about all things fall. We'll catch you in a couple of weeks. It's a great day to be an Eagle. Go Eagles.
Go Eagles.